What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. We got so much going on here in our country right now. I want to start with this story, which is affecting millions of Americans, which is Hurricane Ian.
Good evening, everyone, from the southwest coast of Florida, where we are still being buffeted by Hurricane Ian, just hours after the eye of the storm made its much-dreaded landfall south of us this afternoon. Blasting ashore near Cayo Costa, its fierce winds spinning at nearly 150 miles an hour. A major Category 4 storm now tied for the fifth strongest hurricane in U.S. history and continuing to sow damage as we come on the air. A jaw-dropping storm surge still sweeping ashore right now, though officials say it is peaking. It left waters flooded in Naples, inundating homes and cars. New damage pictures from the storm testifying to its strength. Power outages affecting more than 1 million customers, but its American landfall just the beginning of Ian's strike on Florida. The now slightly weakened storm now marching towards Florida's east coast, where massive rains could spell the next leg of this long-played disaster. Hurricane Ian barreling ashore midday as a catastrophic Category 4 storm near Cayo Costa, Florida. 155-mile-per-hour winds lashing the coast, just 2 miles an hour short of the most devastating Category 5. Tonight, entire neighborhoods are underwater. In Naples, this fire station flooding, firefighters scrambling to secure their trucks and save what they can, while destructive waves washed a refrigerator out of a home, leaving it floating in the street.
Hurricane Ian is and will continue to be a very dangerous and life-threatening storm. And this is going to be for the days ahead.
Ian, a monster storm that strengthened quickly overnight. Over 2.5 million Floridians were given mandatory evacuation orders in the days leading up to landfall. By 7 a.m., Governor Ron DeSantis warning it was now too late to leave.
It's no longer possible to safely evacuate. It's time to hunker down and prepare for this storm. This is a powerful storm that should be treated like you would treat if a tornado was approaching your home.
This eerie video shows the water that usually makes up Tampa Bay sucked out to sea ahead of the storm. A reported tornado ripping the roof off this apartment complex in Delray Beach.
All of a sudden I felt something and then heard like a train coming right through the house.
Another damaging several small planes. By late morning, powerful winds were already hitting the coast in Sarasota. Heavy wind damage is a given in a storm of this size, but the big variable, always the storm surge. How much water ultimately will be forced inland? Who and what may be cut off by it? In Naples, stunning scenes as the storm surge pushed these cars down a flooded street. The city seeing its highest water levels ever. The surge in Fort Myers could reach a dangerous 18 feet. 250 miles of Florida coastline could see a storm surge of 12 feet. So you had anticipated landfall as early as yesterday?
Yes.
The mayor of Sarasota telling me residents should brace for the worst.
It's going to be historic flooding. Is what we're anticipating. We're almost guaranteeing that the grid is going to go down in some respects. So we're asking people to plan for not having electricity for some time.
Tonight, many downtowns looking more like ghost towns. Some did not heed the evacuation orders.
It's my home. It's the only thing I have.
Still, officials say most got out while they still could. At a shelter in Sarasota, I met Stephanie Loring and Jim Wright. What is it like to suddenly be confronted with leaving your home and not knowing what you're going to come back to?
Yeah, it's scary. I'm concerned. It's scary, but we buttoned everything up.
They evacuated their mobile home with their service dog, Adam. Was it a tough call?
No, not on my part, because it's an emergency evacuation. Anyone living in a mobile home should evacuate.
Did you leave some neighbors behind who opted to stay?
Oh, there's a lot, yeah.
Sephora Moyse left her home with her parents and younger siblings.
We're worried about falling trees because we have a bunch of trees around our house. Yeah. So we're scared that one's going to fall.
And tonight, predictions that devastating storm will not move away from Florida rapidly.
It's 24 hours of rainfall, 24 hours of winds pushing the water. That's 24 hours that you'll see some impacts associated with this.
Governor DeSantis saying the state has resources in place to start moving in as soon as it's safe, including 30,000 linemen on hand to restore power, 7,000 National Guard troops from Florida and neighboring states standing ready to help clean up, and 1,600 high-water vehicles for rescues.
This is not just a 48-hour ordeal. This is going to be something that is going to be there for days and weeks and months, and unfortunately, in some circumstances, even years.
Yeah, so my thoughts and prayers go out to everybody. Over 2.5 million people in Florida under evacuation order. The island of Cuba is completely without power. Several other islands in the Caribbean also without power as well. So please let me know how you are or your friends or family down below in the comment section. I know that we're going to have thousands of people in that area. Please let us know how you are in the comment section. We're one large YouTube family here. So extended family, we like to call ourselves here. So please let us know how you are. If you're able to check in, please comment down below in the comment section and let us know how you are. Let us know what city you're in, if you don't mind doing so. And also let us know if you've left in the comment section. Also, unfortunately, we're already starting to hear that this could affect gas prices. This and the new escalation of the war in Ukraine and gas prices. President Biden has already started, you can see the headline here, Biden tells gas stations to cut prices at the pump for American drivers and says, do it now. This is a new call. This is a brand new. Here's what he has to say. Biden is urging gas station operators to cut prices at the pump to reflect declining oil prices, which now could be reversing because of this hurricane and the war. The U.S. president said, quote, do it now, noting it takes a long time for lower prices to be passed on. He said Americans pay for the energy companies' record profits through the inflation they face. President Joe Biden has urged gas stations to cut their prices at the pump for American drivers as he took a jab at them for the delays in passing on a drop in oil prices. He said at a White House Competition Council meeting, Biden highlighted a fall in crude prices worldwide in August, but proceeded to criticize companies for the, quote, long time it takes for those to show up as lower cost for gas buyers, saying, quote, we haven't seen the lower prices reflected at the pump, though. Meanwhile, oil and gas companies are still making record profits, billions of dollars in profits, he said. Quote, my message is simple. To the companies running gas stations and setting those prices at the pump, and really the oil companies as well, bring down the prices you're charging at the pump to reflect the cost you pay for the product. Do it now, not a month from now. Do it now, and it's going to save a lot of people money. This comes as oil prices are really kind of unbelievably low compared to where they were. I mean, in the 80s. I mean, WTI crude peaked back in March at 135, and Brent crude peaked at over 140 back in March. So you can see here we're down. I mean, what is that? That's 20 and 135. That's $55 a barrel that we've come down. I mean, that's getting close to almost half of what it was. I mean, coming down $55 a barrel since March is very, very significant. Even natural gas has come down a little bit here in the last week or two. You see these green numbers. This is how much it's just fluctuated here in like the past couple hours, but you can see here it has actually gone up 3%, which is kind of a big fluctuation here as they're already starting to tick up here. But what's even more important though is the prices of gas here are going up, even though how low the price of oil is. And this is what really ticks me off, and it should tick you off too, because we look at this here, gas prices have gone up on the national average. Of course, it may vary where you are, but we've gone up 8 cents in the last week, even though oil prices are like, this is probably the lowest they have been all year, $81 a barrel. I mean, that's about the lowest they've been the whole year. So why is gas going up? It's completely flabbergasting. It's completely ridiculous. Now, I know that we went down for about 100 days in a row. That's good, but gas should continue going down. It's almost like the oil companies just decided, okay, we've had enough. We don't want to lower prices anymore. Now, remember that a year ago, you can see it right here, gas was 318. Now it's 376. So we're still higher than where we were a year ago. It's almost like, yeah, the gas companies are like, yeah, we don't ever really want to go back to those prices anymore. So we're going to just start raising the prices now, even though oil is way lower than where it was just 6 months ago. This is the problem with being reliant on gas and oil and diesel and natural gas is the price. They can just charge us whatever they want. It's completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. And if you're in California, God bless you, because you can see the headlines here. California gas prices are spiking again, and it may get even worse. California prices aren't at the record state prices we saw in June, but they're quickly nearing that number, even though oil prices are $55 a barrel lower than the high we saw in March. Refinery maintenance along the West Coast is being blamed for the recent spike in California gas prices. So they're blaming these prices on maintenance and just charging us whatever they want. Yeah, you can see here California gas prices at $6.03. They've gone up 54 cents in 1 week. 54 cents in 1 week because of refinery maintenance. If this doesn't make you mad, this makes me mad, and I don't even live in California. This is literally the oil and gas companies just gouging people unbelievably. They're just making up stuff. Oh, we have to have maintenance on our refineries, so we're just going to charge you 54 cents more in 1 week. And the price is just going to keep going up. I mean, how is this allowed? This just shows you that gas companies can do whatever they want and get away with it. It's absolutely sickening. And remember, I just Googled this. Reminder, every single House Republican voted against efforts to lower gas prices in the gas price gouging bill. As big oil rakes in and here it is, let me zoom in here. As big oil rakes in record profits on the backs of struggling Americans, let's not forget that every single House Republican voted against legislation to crack down on gas price gouging. While Democrats remained laser focused on bringing down costs for families, Republicans in Congress have repeatedly failed to deliver for the American people. This bill was to prevent gas price gouging in exactly this way, and all the Republicans voted against this. And this is exactly what can happen. Gas can go up 54 cents in 1 week, and they can blame it on This refinery maintenance, refinery maintenance. How is this allowed by law? If this doesn't make people mad and don't think that big oil companies are literally evil, I don't know what to say. And of course, they're going to blame it on the president. They're going to blame it on the government. They're going to blame it on a politician. They just raised gas prices by 54 cents in 1 week for tens of millions of people. Now, thank God, California has stimulus checks coming out here starting in October of up to $1,050 of stimulus checks, or they're calling them inflation relief checks, whatever you want to call them, for up to 23 million people. That doesn't make this right, but they're one of the 32 different states that have passed stimulus checks, inflation relief checks, tax relief checks, property tax relief checks, whatever you want to call them. But this just literally infuriates me. And how long are we going to let this go on? I mean, we're just going to continue to let this happen year after year after year. And everybody's going to complain about gas prices. And the problem is the whole propaganda of the oil and gas companies is that they'll blame it on anybody they want. They'll blame it on the president. They'll blame it on the Democrats. They'll blame it on whoever. But realistically, is that these gas companies are making record amounts of profits, and they do anything they can to charge you more money. Yeah, and we look at people like OPEC and the gas companies. They purposely keep oil production low. They know exactly what they're doing. And who pays for it? You guys do. They're making billions of dollars. They don't care. They're making billions. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts here in the comment. This is why I just don't trust oil and gas. This is why I think, at least on the for the power grid level, see, we're reliant on gas and oil for on the car level, and for our home level, we're reliant on heating, like natural gas and different types of heating for our homes. But for the power grid level, for energy, we really need to see the government step it up with other types of alternative energy, like wind power, which is actually wind power and nuclear power is actually the second and third largest producer of energy for our country now. And natural gas is actually number one. So we need to see more and more solar being built, more and more wind power being built, and more non-gas and oil being built, because they're just gouging us. And the more grid energy that's being built on a government level to power our homes and to power things on a government level that is non-gas, non-oil, takes that demand down. Okay. And then when we get more renewable energy like that, wind power, solar, geothermal, and things like that, it takes the demand down for oil and gas and natural gas and those type of oil, non-renewable stuff. It brings the price down for that stuff little by little, or actually a lot by lot, because we're talking about millions and millions of gallons of this stuff, right? And we've seen that with coal as well. And this way, we can start to bring the price down over the course of these years, because it's just ridiculously expensive. And we look at how the price of gas was 20, 30 years ago. I remember when I was in high school, gas was sometimes less than $1. Look at where gas is now. I mean, gas was just in the $5 range. If you're in California, gas is just, I mean, you're looking at gas at $6, $7. Where is gas going to be in another 10 years? We're going to be paying $10 a gallon gas? So the more reliant we are on gas, like the worse it is. And this is why I know a lot of people, I don't have an electric car, but I feel like a lot of people are like skeptical about electric cars. But can we afford to keep paying this gas? What are we going to do when it's $6, $7 gas on the regular. Now the problem is we need our electric grid to be able to handle it because Texas and California already can't handle it in a lot of places. So they got to start building more, if you know what I mean. So that's the other problem. Now we've covered this here in another video. Like California can actually build solar. Actually, a lot of any state really can. Just by putting solar over the waterways, they can actually California can power 10 million homes just by putting solar panels over the waterways alone. So they can. There's literally enough power to do this. They just have to build it. They just have to go out and do it. And California surely has the money to do it as well. They have $100 billion in surplus money. So they just have to go out and do this stuff. So just do it already. So we don't have power shortages, especially now we have hurricanes and all this different stuff going on, right? And we're going to need the power. And this way we don't need it from oil and gas and natural gas, because the more the government uses that stuff, the higher it sends the price of us. Because if we need it for our homes and we need it for our cars, people like me and you, we have to put gas in our cars. We have to use it for our home heating. We don't really have the choice to change that stuff. But the government has the choice to build stuff like that. And when they build not alternative energy that doesn't use gas and oil, it makes our gas and oil when we need it for our homes and our cars cheaper because there's less demand for it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll keep you up to date with everything going on here on a daily basis. You can click here to watch my newest video on checks that are going out here for millions of Americans, or you can click this video here for my newest video on Social Security raises. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.